Welcome to Swart Dot Today. Jim Honey along with Ralph Harris. We're here in Prescott, Arkansas at Cummins Stadium as the Prescott Curly Wolves are getting ready to face the Mountain View Yellow Jackets. It's first round of the playoffs.
First
Ralph,
round.
this is where it gets serious.
Everybody's 0-0.
That's it.
Nobody up, nobody down. It's time to start. This is where you're one in, one out. If you win it, you move on. If you lose, you go home. And Mountain View's got about a 4.5 hour drive home, so it'll be a long bus ride if they can't pull this one off.
That's true. You used to live up there around Harrison, so that's not too far from Mountain View. Prescott comes in at 9-1, and Mountain View comes in at 2-7. Prescott definitely has the advantage as far as what you see on paper, but when you get to this stage, these kids want to play football. They want to come in and they want to see what they can do. They didn't come down here just to take a bus ride.
Well, they've got seniors too, Jim. They come in. This could be their last game. They're going to put it all on the field. They're going to put every effort they got out. This is kind of a bonus for all the teams to come in and get in the playoffs. So it's kind of a little cherry pick to get a bonus to come play, even though it is 4.5 hours from home.
That's right. Well, I will say this. I'm just glad I'm not Falk that had to go all the way to Osceola tonight, because that's even further.
That's even further, and it's not a good way to get there from here. I-40 I hate. It's a terrible road.
Curly Wolves are ready to take the field, heading to their sideline.
Pretty good crowd filtered in. Mountain View hadn't got very many folks there, but like I said, it's a long ride for them. But Prescott fans are showing up. I think we kind of wondered before the game who was going to be here, but I think they may have been sitting in the cars, but they are showing up. They are getting in the stands. Everybody ready for this to get kicked off and started.
Yeah, it's a little cool this evening. Probably our coldest game of the year so far. It's rained quite a bit again this week. The field looks in great condition after last week. It was wet. This week it's not going to be any drier, I don't think, because it rained quite a bit yesterday.
We had about 2.5 inches in the last couple of days, and it does look like it's in pretty good shape. It actually held up better last week than we thought it would. It looks in good shape. They've done a good painting job on it. Everything's shining, ready to go.
Prescott Curly Wolves will be kicking off. The Yellow Jackets will be back to receive.
As we said before earlier in all the games, Prescott likes to kick off to start with. They get the ball coming out in the second half. They kind of set the tone with their defense with this first possession, see what Mountain View has got and see what's going to happen.
Rabadon is set to kick it away.
The Yellow Jackets will receive. Rabadon will kick off for Prescott.
Rabadon is set to kick it away. And the kick is going to go deep. See, I didn't see exactly what number. It's going to be number 12 there. That's Willis.
Take it at the 30-yard line. He got about a 12-yard run on that, so it's a good start. Yellow Jackets will start out about the 32-yard line, looks like.
Start on the Mountain View.
Willis on the return.
32 it does look like, Ralph.
Ball on the 32-yard line. First and 10, Yellow Jackets.
See what Mountain View comes out in. A lot of those teams up north are pretty much straight running power teams. We'll see what Mountain View comes out with.
Willis under center. He's going to drop back to pass. He's looking. Oh, and he's going to fall. Cade Poole was right there at him, and he tried to stop, and he slid and fell right down.
Found out the feet are going to get out from under you. There was no way he could stop and turn around. Good coverage on the defense. Had the receivers covered, so he really didn't have time to go anywhere with anything.
-9 yards. He looked like he was trying to throw the ball to number 81, Treat.
Which is a really big target. Look at number 81, Samuel Treat. He listed to be a 6'3", 235, but he looks like a lot bigger than that.
Be a second down and about 19, maybe 20. Willis again under center. Looking, he kind of fooled the whole Curly Wolf team that way. It looked like it was a broken play to start with.
Looked like he was going to hand it off. He didn't hand it off. He kind of didn't know what he was going to do when he got out there. There was no place to go.
Number 4, Connor Tinsley.
Short gain. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and about 15.
Correct, and he gained about 5 yards. 3rd and 15.
Third down and 15 now.
Mountain View taking their time getting plays in. They may want to shorten this clock a little bit, not turn that ball over to Curly Wolves and let them get loose.
Power I backfield. Willis going to give the ball right up the middle to number 81, Treat. Going to gain maybe 3 yards on the play.
Bring up a good defensive stand there. Bring up 4th and about 12 yards. I'm going to punt to the Curly Wolves. Let's see if they actually punt to us. Most folks have tried not to punt to us. Punt it away from our receivers.
Picked up about 4 yards. 4th and 11.
Cox and Nolan back to receive the punt.
Treat will be back to punt it away. High end over end kick. Cox is going to take it. And he gets away from 2 tacklers. He's still on his feet down the right side, and he'll go out of bounds inside the 30-yard line of Mountain View.
Cameron Cox on the carry.
Pretty short punt. Looked like they wasn't going to receive it, and he just took it and split a couple of receivers and got a really good return on it. Bring it out to the 30-yard line on the Prescott Curly Wolf side.
So Prescott will start with their first possession in Mountain View territory.
Ball on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 Curly Wolves.
Alex George will be in the backfield with Johnson. Johnson, nobody there. Looks like a broken play for Prescott. He gets away from several of the Mountain View Yellow Jacket defenders. He's going to get down to a first down inside the 20.
Johnson on the carry.
Looked like a busted play, and he just tucked it and ran. Picked up about 12 yards on that one.
But he picked up enough for a Curly Wolf. First down.
1st and 10 Curly Wolves, now on the 19-yard line. Ball given to Cox. He splits the defenders, turns it upfield, makes one man miss. When we'll get to the end zone, but they're going to mark him down at the 1, it looks like.
3 Cox on the carry.
That play was set up real well. It was a jet sweep to the right side. Curly Wolves had lots of blockers out there, and he got all the way down to look like about the half-yard line.
And that's enough for a Curly Wolf. First down.
Yeah, 1st and goal here. 3rd play on this offensive possession. Johnson's going to give the ball to Colton Johnson for the touchdown.
Nice easy handoff to the left side, carried it in untouched.
Number 33 on the carry. And he runs it in for a Curly Wolf touchdown.
Quick score, only 30 yards. 8:38 on the clock, so that was a good quick score.
Johnson on that touchdown.
Rabadon to attempt the extra point.
You can have it.
Oh, looks like he pushed that one to the right. It is no good. So with 8:58 to go in the first quarter, Prescott leads 6-0. We want to thank we have a very nice publication that was given out to the fans this evening. We had several sponsors that were responsible for getting this put together. The Bank of Delight, Herndon Fuqua Bank of Prescott, the PSC Effect, H&R Block of Prescott, Hillcrest Care and Rehab, All Care Pharmacy, Prescott Automotive, Effie's Flowers and Gifts, Shelter Insurance, Eli Ratcliffe, Highway 67 Flea Market, Hope Tire and Wheel, Napa Auto Parts, Nevada County Real Estate, as well as our special edition of contributors, that being Valerie Cobb and Corey Bennett.
If you hadn't got one of those, it's put out by Swark today. It's really good breakdown of the whole year of the Curly Wolves. It's just a Curly Wolf special. Talks about each game and what happened. A very good paper.
Rabadon set to kick it away. And it's going to be an onside kick and will be touched before it reaches 10 yards. So Mountain View will have good field position. It's going to be touched at the 44.
Had a flag on the play, but it didn't matter because it wasn't touched. It did go the 10 yards, so the flag will be waved off, and they will take over to 44.
44-yard line.
So the Yellow Jackets will take over in Prescott territory. Willis comes out in a pistol formation, 2 receivers to the left. Willis is going to quarterback keeper, go over the right side. He'll gain about 6 yards. Good run there by Mountain View. And he's still on his feet. Whistle hadn't blown yet.
So he broke it to the outside, and the linebackers had tucked in on a little blitz, and he had a little bit of room out there, closed pretty quick.
Picked up 6 yards.
Brings up a 2nd down and 4. Nobody accounted for the quarterback that time. Everybody kind of got bottlenecked inside, and nobody maintained the edge.
Well, our outside linebacker, which was Rucker, kind of went on the inside blitz, and it just kind of left that end open. I don't figure that'll happen again.
Gonna bring up a 2nd down and 4. Willis again takes the quarterback snap, and he's going to run that right side again. We're going to have to learn to maintain that edge, or this could be a battle tonight.
Quarterback on the carry.
Gonna have to make a little adjustment on that, Jim, because they're letting him get to the outside, and that's been very unusual. Prescott's been really good about shutting that off all year long, and Mountain View has picked up a spot there, and they're taking it to their advantage.
It's going to be a 9-yard gain there for Willis. And that's one thing the defensive end has to do. You've got to come wide and force that back inside where your linebackers are. That's the main job of the defensive end.
Well, that defensive end got one job, and he's control that outside.
Yes. Willis drops back to pass, looking for the tight end. It's going to be tipped and then falls to the ground. Thompson couldn't come up with it.
They did have one open down the middle. He just couldn't get it through there. Too many Curly Wolves got their hands on it.
Thompson jumped the route, but couldn't come up with the interception. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. Mountain View has a lot of large, good size on that offensive line, so they're getting a good push. Wilson in the backfield with Willis. Willis will pull it. Going to try to get outside to the left, and that's not going to happen around Colton Johnson.
Curly Woods did a good job of holding that end and setting it and waiting for him to get there, because he was trying to get around the end like he was on the right side, and it just wasn't going to happen. Colton had his position held, played well.
3rd and 13.
Be a loss of about 4 yards on the play. Looks like more of a 3rd and 14 on the. Definitely 4-down territory, I would think, for the Yellow Jackets. Pistol formation. Willis will drop back to pass. Trey Rucker's right there with him. Pass is complete to Peak, number 81. Some good stiff arm.
I was thinking before that play, Jim, he better be looking for that tight end, because he's just a big physical guy, and he just kind of slipped out to the right side on a little screen and gained almost close to a 1st down. He may be a little short. They're going to mark it and give him a 1st down.
14-yard gain. Nice drive here for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, number 81 is just a big specimen. He just looked like a big, good target out there.
Being a 1st down and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets on the Curly Wolf 19-yard line. Willis going to give the ball to Wilson, trying to get around that left side. He's going to be bottled up there by Payton. It looks like Jack Arnett.
Gained about a yard on it. Curly Woods did a good job of shutting him down right there for a yard gain.
Picked up about a yard.
Bring up a 2nd down and 9.
2nd and 9.
You know, that's one of the things about that onside kick. It works well after you've gotten a 3 or 4 touchdown lead. But, until you get that established, it's better to keep them backed up.
I hate to give up that field position.
Exactly. Ball is going to be given to number 1 over the right side, Gilbert. And he'll be down at about the 12-yard line, a gain of about 6 yards.
Yeah, come out that little jet sweep to the right side, and he got a little crease and got it picked up a few yards. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Big 3rd down here for the Curly Wolf defense.
I'd be looking for Samuel Treat.
And number 81's got really good size. 6'3", 225. You know, that's a good size target. Nope, Prescott jumps, and that's going to cost us 5.
Prescott's got to be more disciplined on it. I know they're trying to get that quick rush, but they got to be more disciplined because that's going to give them a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Offside against Prescott.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about before this. You know, Mountain View didn't just take a bus ride down here. They came to play football, and you've got to make sure you're playing your best football, or anybody can beat you at this particular stage of the game.
Like I said earlier, this is one and done, and this is their opportunity to shine. So they're going to take every advantage of it. And Prescott's going to have to play disciplined football and stay in their position and do what they've done all year long. Stop them.
First and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Willis will keep it. There's a flag on the play. Willis will get down to about maybe the 6-yard line, but I believe there's going to be a motion penalty on Yellow Jackets.
Mountain View.
And that's one of those things. Mountain View can't afford to make mistakes either because this is going to be real close, real tight. And if you make mistakes and you lose 5 yards down that close, it makes it tougher.
5-yard penalty.
Make it a first and goal from the 12. And this kind of puts them more into more into a passing situation. Number 21, Tim Curran, comes in the game, and he's 6'4", another tight end that's got a lot of height. Treat goes in motion. Willis going to try the right side again. Not a lot there. The whistle still hadn't blown. But he gets down to about the 9-yard line, maybe.
Willis on the keeper.
I think the referees will be a little generous and not blowing that whistle. Curtis was going to have to start trying to take that ball.
2-yard gain. Going to make it a second down and goal now from the 10. One thing we can say is that they've run off about 5 minutes of the clock here, so they're keeping the ball on the ground, they're keeping the clock running.
Well, they're trying to do a clock control and try to keep Prescott's offense off the field, which is probably a good idea because Prescott can score in a hurry, as we saw earlier. But as long as the Jackets can keep that ball, it keeps Prescott's offense off the field. Looks like Jackets going to call a timeout here.
Timeout is called with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. Prescott's leading 6-0, but the Yellow Jackets are driving. You know, we want to definitely always thank our week-to-week sponsors, that being Coal Fields, the Bank of Delight, and the Nevada County Courthouse. We appreciate their sponsorship year-round.
The mascot from Prescott, the Curly Wolf, number 53.
Let's do a shout out, Jim, to all the folks that are in Deer Camp.
Oh, yes.
Deer season starts tomorrow, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out at Deer Camp getting ready, and hope they're listening to us. Keep up with what the Curly Wolves are doing.
One thing this Curly Wolf defense needs to do, and you can hear Coach Patrick hollering at the defense, trying to get them fired up, trying to get them ready to realize they're in a dogfight.
They need to make a stand right here because they did miss that extra point. Clinton's driving the ball to have a real sustained drive, like I say, 5+ minutes drive, and Curly Wolves need to stand up and stop them right here. They need to make them go for a field goal or shut it down, take it over on downs.
For lunch, $5.99 after the game. You can eat all you want.
See what the Yellow Jackets call a timeout and try to put a plan together, see what they come out with, see if they come out with a trick play or try to get it to number 81 Treat again.
Willis comes out, gets the offense set here in a pistol formation. Kind of a bunch set on each side. Curran will go in motion he gets the jet sweep, gets the pitch, and it looks like that's Colton Johnson, and I don't know if that was Haney. Yeah, I believe it was Haney on the tackle.
I don't know. Yellow Jackets going to have to figure out pretty quick they're not going to beat our kids to the sideline.
That's right.
There's way too much speed to get there.
That was Gully and Nolan also on the stop there. So that's looks like a loss of about 3 yards.
Be third goal from about the 13, about the 14 looks like.
I definitely think you're going to see a passing situation here. Of course, we're in 2-down territory. They may just try to get a few yards and then look for the end zone the next play.
Big down for both teams right here. Need to step up and make good defensive stop right here.
Willis going to drop back to pass. He's going to be sacked for a big loss all the way back to the 25-yard line by Nolan.
Rucker was there, Nolan was there, and also Wilson. Took him back for a big loss. That's going to kick him out to about 13, about the 23-yard line.
About a 10-yard loss. 4th and goal. Ball marked at the 23-yard line. And this is a huge
big
play
right here.
You do not want to let anybody get behind you here.
But you also don't want to let that quarterback get around
right.
the end like he was earlier. Kind of prevent defense, keep everything in front of you. You got number 81 Treat coming out here to the right side. He'd be a good one to try to watch and keep up with.
Willis going to throw deep. He's got Treat. It's going to be tipped and knocked down, incomplete. Ball falls in the end zone.
Really good defense there. We had 3 Curly Wolves that converged on that ball and knocked it up in the air. And the Curly Wolves take over 1st down.
Curly Wolves take over 1st and 10.
Really good stand right there, Jim, because like I say, they took off nearly 6.5 minutes off the clock. Drove it down real good and got pushed back by the defense. Defense stepped up and made the play when they needed to.
Well, the one thing you didn't want to do is give them any kind of momentum. You don't want to give them any kind of idea that
don't let them think they can.
That's right. That's right.
Shut them down.
George in the backfield now with Johnson. Quick pitch to Cox around the jet sweep. He's going to be caught by Treat in the backfield. He gets away from him. Still on his feet, running down the sideline. He runs over another one down inside the 45-yard line.
Wow, that was just a play of will, because Treat had him for a 7-yard loss in the backfield and shucked him off and ran down the sideline and just got out. Looks like about the 44-yard line. Really good, tough run.
That's one thing about Cox I've watched all year long. He runs with determination. Just one man's not going to get him on the ground. You're going to have to hit him with a lot of people.
As big as Treat was, you would have thought he could have made that tackle, but
yes.
he pulled out of that tackle, and I think it kind of surprised everybody and caught him off guard.
32-yard gain there by Cox. Ball given to George this time, trying to get over the left side, and kind of a quick whistle that time.
Looked like a gain about 1 on there. The two biggest boys on the field, George and Treat, met in the middle, and then didn't either one of them give any ground.
Treat didn't let go this time.
No, he had it wrapped that time.
2nd down and 9. Going to be a 2nd down and 9 here. Under a minute to go now here in the 1st quarter. Cox will go in motion. Johnson rolls out to his right. He's looking for Cox, but he's going to go deep. He's got Franklin open in the end zone. Touchdown.
Beautiful pass. 44 yards to Franklin. Yeah, they let Franklin get behind him. He was wide open. Johnson made a very, very good pass. Easy touchdown. 44-yard strike. He kind of had trouble last week with his touch on his passes, but he got that one down right, Jim.
He did. He had just enough air on it, let the receiver run underneath it. Nice throw and catch. Rabadon on for the extra point.
Rabadon will try the point after. Rucker will hold.
Kick is up. I believe he got this one. 35 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter, and Prescott now leads 13-0.
Pretty slow 1st quarter. Yellow Jackets had the ball most of that quarter. Prescott scored the first one from 30 yards out, and that one was for 44 yards out with 1 long pass.
Both drives 3 plays, so Prescott's only had the ball for 6 plays, but they put up 13 points.
We're going to try to get you some updates and see about Clinton and Charleston and see what's going on up there, because that's a very important game, because we will face the winner of that game next week if we win this one.
Clinton is up 14-0 at the moment.
Very important, because we may have to go to Clinton, and
that's
we may
right.
get to go to Charleston. And that game was only picked by Clinton over Charleston by 3 points, so it's going to be interesting to see how it ends up.
Osceola's up on Falk 7-0. Just a couple of the scores that we have so far. Another onside kick, and did not go 10 yards.
9.5 yards, and we'll turn it over to them inside the 50-yard line again. That's one of those things. You either goat or a winner on that one. But about 1 out of 10 of those kicks you're going to get, and you give up good field position for the other team when they do the onside and don't get it.
They're going to mark it on the 44-yard line again. I didn't see anybody touch it that time, so I'm not sure.
Well, it's because they give a 5-yard penalty because it didn't go nobody touched it at that time, so it's a 5-yard penalty, and that's what moved it up 5 yards.
All right, then.
Procedure call. I'm not sure how you call it, but there's a 5-yard penalty on it.
Right. All right.
But they will take over
Willis
on the 44.
Gives the ball to Wilson. Excuse me, that's Curran. Looking to get around the right side. He will get a few yards, and I thought we might have a penalty there. It was a little late hit.
And the referees are slow with the whistle because they didn't blow that whistle till they got him 4 yards out of bounds. So, but that was a good run. He picked up about 8 on that one, Jim. We're gonna have to shore up that defense on that side and quit letting them get outside.
7-yard gain. That's gonna bring up a 2nd down and 3. Willis gets to play. The Mountain View has showed that they can move the football. Prescott's just going to have to get a little bit more discipline and make sure that they can shut things down a little quicker. Willis is going to keep it, and he'll run right into the Curly Wolf defense.
Tried that quick pitch, and nobody was fooled. Everybody was home. Stopped him for about a 3-yard loss.
That will most likely be the last play of the quarter.
3rd down.
It's going to wind the quarter down. It's going to be 13 to Prescott, 0 Yellow Jackets.
That'll end the first quarter. We want to thank once again all of our sponsors, that being Coalfields, Bank of Delight, and Nevada County Courthouse. Other scores that we have so far this evening: Boonville is up 14-0 over Baptist Prep. Danville up 14-0 over Yellville Summit. Atkins up 6-0 on Lamar. Melbourne 14-0 over Mansfield.
What about Smackover? Did they get a bye this week? Or
They got a bye this week.
Yes. I was thinking that's what it was.
Pigot's up 6-0 over McGee. Rising is up 14-7 on Hoxie.
Yes, Camden Harmony Girl will be playing somewhere this week. I don't know where they're at.
They're at home against Barton.
Barton,
so
okay.
That should be a pretty good ball game. I did read, I think that Barton's main running back got injured a few weeks ago, and they hadn't won a game since he got hurt. So that really very difficult.
Sometimes you got those key players and they go down, you're just not used to playing with it. Kind of throws everything out of sync.
3rd down and about 5 for the Yellow Jackets on the Curly Wolf 39-yard line. Willis and Curran in the backfield together. Willis will drop back to pass. He's going to attempt to hit Treat and overthrows.
Had good pressure in that backfield. Had a couple of Curly Wolves making him hurry up with that throw. Treat was kind of a little bit open, but he really didn't have time to squeeze it in. And there was 3 Curly Wolves right there on Treat, so it'd been almost impossible to be able to drop that one in.
Greenland is up on Harding Academy 13-7. Boonville has just gone up 21-0 over Baptist Prep, and Danville's up 21-0 on Yellville Summit. Danville's a sleeper team out there. The Little Johns.
They're usually pretty solid.
Yes,
most
they
every
are.
year. They're right up in the playoff.
Great quarterback out of that high school, Brad Taylor, from years ago that played for the Razorbacks. Many years ago at that.
Several years ago.
Willis on a bootleg. He's going to look for Treat. Treat has it, and he'll get knocked out of bounds. I believe they're going to mark him out to 27. That'll be a 1st down. Actually, yeah.
Jump ball. They just threw it up, and Treat went up and got it, and did pick up 1st down.
Number 81, Samuel Treat, picked up enough for a 1st down.
He's big target. That just looked like a jump ball. He went up to high point and got it.
13-yard gain on that play. Curly Wolves need to make sure they know where he is.
Yeah, he's one I think that they better find and get somebody on him, because he's going to be their target.
1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. Ball at the 27-yard line of the Curly Wolves. Ball given to number 1, Gilbert. Looking to get around the edge. He will get down close to another first down. I believe he's got a first down.
He picked up about 12 on that one, Jim. He did get a first down. He just kept stringing it out, and they couldn't get him down.
That's going to be a gain of 11.
Curly was going to have to step up and make a big stand here, because Yellow Jackets have got something cooking. They've got the running game going, got Treat catching balls. They're moving the ball real well.
1st and 10 Yellow Jackets, on the 17-yard line of Prescott. Willis will give the ball to Curran up the middle. He'll be stopped and dropped probably for a loss.
Curran on the carry.
Did a really good job of stopping out of that. They did a fake to the left side and come up kind of a cross buck back across to the right side. Lost a couple yards on that, so he shut it down real well.
Second down and a long 11. Gonna have Treat in the slot. Ball is going to be kept by Willis up the middle. He's got a lot of running room all the way down to the 10-yard line.
I think he fooled everybody on that one, Jim.
And he's getting up a little slow.
May have paid for that one.
It's like it's a leg injury. I think he's going to have to come out for a play.
Bring up a third down at 7, looks like. Third down at about 3, looks like.
I think he got about 8 yards on that last run. It's 3rd down here, and it's another big play for the Curly Wolf defense.
Big defensive play again.
Curran will take the snap now at quarterback. Curran's going to keep it. He's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard.
Gained a couple yards. He's going to be about a yard or so short.
Bring up a 4th down and a long 2, maybe 3. Ball is marked at the 10. I believe he's got to get down to the 7.
Number 50, Payton on that tackle. He was on the bottom of that pile, made that stop.
Willis comes back in now at quarterback, along with Wilson in the backfield.
Put somebody and find Mr. Treat.
Important play for the Curly Wolf defense now. Gilbert goes in motion. Willis is going to roll out. He's going to hit as he throws. Ball was attempted for Treat, but he could not come up with it.
Couldn't get it. Gunner's paying for that. He got another lick put on him that time. Big Prescott Curly Wolf take over on downs. It'll be 1st down. Really good stand there. The Yellow Jackets made a good drive on that. Curly Wolf stepped up and stopped it.
The first possession that Mountain View had, they only had 3 or 4 plays, and they lost yardage and had to punt. Once they got good field position, it looks like they opened up their playbook a little bit, and that's another thing to consider when you're looking at that onside kick. You change how the other team thinks.
Makes a big difference if you give them that little edge. Oh, come on.
And that's going to be a motion penalty on Prescott. That's going to cost them 5 yards.
False start on Franklin. Little anxious.
They get a 1st and 10, and Prescott's going to be starting on their 5-yard line.
Make you think he was a little anxious. Maybe they were going to throw the ball at him. He wanted a head start.
Johnson will drop back to pass, looking for a little screen. He has Thompson open. Lots of room in front of him. He gets around down the left side. And he'll be knocked out of bounds, but a big gain there by Thompson on the little screen pass.
Really set that screen play up real well. Had 3 blockers out in front of him. Looks like he got out somewhere about the 26-yard line, looked like.
I was trying to wait to see where they marked it. I believe he got out to the
26, 27, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it looks like the 27, 22-yard gain.
Really set up real well. Had blockers out there and had a big gain on it.
First and 10, Curly Wolves, a little bit more breathing room. Johnson will roll out to the right, has to pull back in. He's going to have to get, he was hit right as he threw it, and it'll be incomplete. Nice job there by number 21. He never gave up on the play.
Never kept going. He missed him the first time and came back around and got him, and I got to him before he could get that ball really off. He did throw it, but it was way off because he got hit.
Qantas Gully comes in, will be split out to the left. Have Cox to the right. Pistol formation with Nolan in the slot. Johnson gives the ball to Thompson right up the middle. He'll gain about 6.
Kind of a slow developing play, but he did get out and gain about 6 on that. Yellow Jackets were able to corral him on that one.
Thompson on the carry.
Prescott quick to the line of scrimmage once again. Johnson gives the ball to Thompson again. He's hitting the backfield and he'll be dropped. Big tackle that time by number 55.
55, Seth Davis came in from that offside and got him before he really got started.
Fourth down.
Bring up a 4th down. The Curly Wolves are going to punt.
Yeah. Prescott will be looking at a punting situation.
Got number 12, Gunnar Willis, is back again. Looks like he's maybe little gimpy, but he looks like he's back full speed now.
Johnson will punt it away. High punt is coming down on about the 45-yard line. We'll get a good Prescott roll down to the 40.
Just inside the good high punt, no return. Mountain View take over at the 40-yard line.
First and 10, Yellow Jackets.
Well, I think Prescott the last couple of weeks played 2 of their best games that I've seen them play all year, and tonight they've come out flat. It looks like to me the offense has done pretty well. That last offensive possession, we had some blocking errors. It looks like where we didn't get the ball really moving, but Mountain View has done very well by moving the football and putting Prescott on their heels.
They've moved the ball real well. They've done a good job moving it and gained quite a bit of yards. They hadn't been able to put any points on the board, but they have moved the ball well, taking lots of clock.
Willis up under center. Power eye backfield. Willis is going to give the ball to Wilson. He's going to gain a couple of yards.
You can pretty much, you look, if you find number 81, whether it's a pass or run, that's where it's going to be. If he sets up in a blocking position, you know it's going to be a run. And if he doesn't block, you better go look for a pass because he's going to go try to get it.
Yep. 2nd down and 8 now for the Yellow Jackets. Willis will give the ball to Treat. Treat will power his way out to about the 46-yard line.
Picked up a couple yards on that one. It's going to be 3rd and about 4.
Picked up 3 yards. 3rd and 4.
Big down again for the Curly Wolf defense. Need a stop here so we can get the ball back for another chance to put some points on the board before the halftime.
Say kind of a slow start. Doesn't seem like they can get on track. Defense is having a little trouble stopping them. They have stopped them from scoring, but they can't shut them down completely.
Nice job there by Colton Johnson. There's a ball was loose. I didn't see that till the end.
Big Curly Wolf ball.
Good job by the Curly Wolves. Cade Poole.
Cade Poole, number 44, come up with the ball. Big turnover right there, Jim. That's what we needed, or something. Get momentum going our way. Sometimes that slow whistle helps you because it gives folks time to grab that ball. So
Prescott will take over now on the Mountain View 47-yard line.
Come out, Seth Curley will sling one down the field and try to catch him off guard. Because the middle of that field is wide open.
Johnson's going to throw one up for Cox, and nobody knew where it was.
He lost it, just didn't get it out there far enough. I think he lost, as they say in baseball, they lost that one in the lights maybe because he never saw it.
That one looked like one of those ducks we could hear flying over a while ago.
Had plenty of time to run under that if you could just find it.
Second down and 10, Curly Wolves. Johnson is going to keep it. He's going to look to get around the right side. He cuts it upfield, gets inside the 40. He'll be close to a first down.
Right at that first down marker. He just took that one and ran, kind of like we were doing in the Smackover game. Was putting that quarterback and just set him up, make him run. Looked like it'd be 3rd and about 1. Looks like. Curly Wolf can get to the line in a hurry, trying to get a few extra plays in.
George in the backfield with Johnson. Ball will be given to George up the middle. He's got the first down. He's got more room. He's running over a couple of the defenders.
Good job. Just a straight dive off the right, give it to the big man and let him go. Had one man to beat, and they did get him down. Big gain on that one.
It's going to be a gain of about 14 yards. Ball marked on the 24-yard line. Johnson gives again to George. He cuts it upfield and will gain about 4, maybe 5.
George on the carry.
Frank Broyles used to say 4 yards in a cloud of dust. Yeah. You give me 4 yards, we'll get the first down every time.
Ain't going to be much dust, though, the way the field is right now. George looking to get around the right side. Good tackle there by number 7.
Number 7, Sowers, came off about offside and caught him before you get started. Bring about 3rd down and about 5.
3rd and 5.
Bring up a 3rd down now for the Curly Wolves. Johnson's rolling out to pass. He's got Haney open. Haney comes back and gets it. Touchdown, Curly Wolves.
Hung that one up high and give him a chance to run under it. He just like a center fielder out there receiving that one. Good pass, good catch. Touchdown, Curly Wolves. 19-0. Prescott in the lead.
That's a Curly Wolves touchdown.
I think they had a busted coverage on that one because he was wide open in that corner of the end zone.
Nice pass there by Johnson to Gully. I thought Gully was not going to catch that. It was short. He had to come back and really dive for it.
Go down low and dive and get it.
They're going to go for 2.
Curly Wolves are lining up to go for 2 to try to get those 2 extra points back.
Johnson will give the ball to Cox. Trying that jet sweep. He cuts it inside. Touchdown. Or 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is good. Brings it to 21-0. Prescott up with 4:37 left in the second quarter.
Again, if you are not able to be here at the game, the Swark.Today did a nice layout of the Prescott Curly Wolf season up to date. A good little publication. And we want to thank those sponsors that helped put that together. Bank of Delight, Herndon Farquhar, Bank of Prescott, PSC Effect, H&R Block of Prescott, Hillcrest Care and Rehab, All Care Pharmacy, Prescott Automotive, Effie's Flowers and Gifts, Shelter Insurance with Eli Ratcliffe, Highway 67 Flea Market, Hope Tire and Wheel, Napa Auto Parts, Nevada County Real Estate, as well as our special contributors, Valerie Cobb and Corey Bennett.
Well, it's called Running with the Pack. It gives you a written documentation of each one of the Curly Wolves game, and as the season has progressing into the playoffs. Like I say, this is the big time game here. First round of the playoffs, always important. You usually play a lower seed, but those folks come out to play.
Rabadon kicking it deep. Ball is taken at the 24-yard line. That time by Willis. Rucker on the stop along with Nolan and Thompson.
Rucker ran by him, didn't make the tackle and turned around and had speed enough to come back and catch him. Stopped him.
Willis on the return. Rucker on the tackle.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. They'll start this possession at the 33-yard line.
1st and 10 Yellow Jackets.
Got a few more scores to give you. Some updates. Boonville's up 27-0 over Baptist Prep. Clinton 21-0 over Charleston. Danville 21-0 over Yaleville Summit. Greenland is up 13-7 over Harding Academy. Atkins is up 9-7. Lamar just went ahead of Atkins 14-9. Mansfield and Melbourne are tied at 14. Piggott up 6-0. Ball given off to Wilson as he's looking to get. He's pushing the pile there.
It was like they give him about eight yards on that one.
Nice run there by Wilson. Second down now and 2 for the Yellow Jackets.
Really good run. He just put his head down, kept pushing the pile. Some of his big linemen started to help him, and he gained about 8 yards on that one.
Newport is up 7-0 over Center Point. McGee just tied up the game with Piggott, so it's 6-6 in that one. Osceola's up 21-0 over Falk. Willis going to keep it, looking to get outside over the right side, and I do not think he will get very far.
No place to go on that one. He lost about a yard. He might have been better off handing that one off because there was no place to go when he kept it.
Rising is up 22-7 on Hoxie. Lake Village is up 8-0 on Walnut Ridge.
An official timeout. Looks like we've got an injured player on the field for James Horton for Mountain View. Went off. Looked like he injured a hand.
3rd down and 3 now for the Yellow Jackets. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Prescott would like to get that ball back one more time before the half ends.
Yeah, Curler was going to have to step up and make a good, solid defense this time. And don't let them get so many yards because we look at the stats at halftime. Clinton's going to have lots of yards because they have really eat up the yardage, but they hadn't been able to score.
Willis will give the ball to Wilson. He's going to be stopped right in the middle. The whistle hadn't blown yet, but
he's going to be stood up right there in the middle. It's going to bring a 4th down and about 2.
Gain of about a yard. 4th and 2 now for the Yellow Jackets. Defense needs to be disciplined here to make sure they do not jump.
Yeah, we don't need to give them that extra 5 yards. Yes, we need that pressure up the middle, but we need to make sure we don't jump off sides and give them that extra 1st down. Clinton kind of taking their time. They don't want to leave a whole lot of clock on the board. If they don't make this, look like they're going to wait and call a timeout.
Call a timeout right there with 2:20 to go here in the first half. Prescott leading 21-0. Like you said, Ralph, this is a big down for them. They want to make sure that if they're going to go for it, that they make sure they get the yardage because they don't want to give Prescott the ball.
They don't want to give Prescott the ball inside their own 50-yard line with time on the clock because, as you've seen, we've already scored on 3 3-play drives already. One of them was 44 yards, one of them was 30 yards. So it doesn't take long for us to score if we just get the ball back.
And that last touchdown drive was only 6 plays, so Prescott can put up points quickly. That's known by anybody that watches film and sees what we do on a weekly basis.
And Prescott does have 3 timeouts. If we do stop them here, we've got 3 timeouts. 2 minutes left, 2:20 left on the clock, so it'd be a good opportune time to shut them down right here and get the ball and go back and score before half.
That's right.
We are going to get the ball coming out the second half, so get a little momentum going into halftime. It's always great to be able to come out with momentum on your side.
You know, before the game, when you and I were talking, and I said, Ralph, I think tonight Prescott will score 1 special teams touchdown and 1 defensive touchdown. That hadn't happened yet.
Hadn't happened yet. We did get a turnover on the fumble, but we have not scored on that special teams or the defense. Be good to see.
Yes.
Throw one up to Big 81. Let's get
right.
it and go score. Because you know if they throw it up, it's going to go to number 81. Treat is their target. Big blocker, but he's also a big receiver. Line it up with Treat in the backfield. Looks like they're going to
keep it, and he's going to get the first down.
He's going to get the first down.
Willis on the keeper. He picks up
That's one of those he faked that handoff up the middle and pulled it that time and got enough yards to make the first down.
About a 4-yard gain that time. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets at the Curly Wolf their own 45-yard line, and it's unlikely Prescott will get the ball back now unless they can come up with a turnover.
Have to come up with a turnover because Mountain View has been very methodical with their running, and they're going to milk that clock and take time off.
Willis under center, gives the ball to Treat over the right side, big strong runner, and the ball's on the ground. There it is. There's a turnover.
Curly Wolf turnover right there.
Waiting for the official.
Nope, it is a Curly Wolf turnover. Taking the ball over at the 46-yard line. There's the break we was looking for, Jim. Now just need to go score.
Well, I guess I need to say that more often.
It might help. Big number Treat had the ball. He was trying to get for that extra yards, and the Curly was stripping it because, like I say, they're blowing a slow whistle, so you've got an opportunity to go get that ball in that pile. 1:51 left in the second quarter. Curly Wolf does have all 3 timeouts, but as we talked, it doesn't take them long to score, so may not need any timeouts.
Johnson in the pistol formation. Going to drop back to pass, a quick pass, and I don't think Cameron could get underneath that one. He had to throw it quick.
We got to split the difference on those passes, yes. Cameron, because that one that was way short and high, and one was just too long. But he was open if he just put a little bit less air under that one.
That time he didn't have any time.
He didn't.
There was pressure immediately.
Big rush off that left side. Mr. Treat come in off that left side, and he got there in a hurry.
2nd down and 10. And looks like there's a
whistle going to be on
flag
Prescott
this time. It's going to be on Prescott.
Be a procedure on Prescott. Back him up 5 yards. Be 2nd and 15.
5 yards.
Again, this has been a sloppy game for Prescott. They've had a lot of mental mistakes. They've had some penalties that, the past few weeks they just haven't had those. They've been playing very good.
It's been very clean, but this is kind of sloppy. They made Yellow Jackets coming in with only 2 wins. They may have taken this a little lightly. They're going to have to suck it up and get a little more methodical on their plays.
Ball given to George. He's going to break it outside to the right. Going to cut it upfield. He's going to just run right by one defender, breaks a tackle, get knocked out of bounds inside the 20.
Well, I don't. Truthfully, Jim, he didn't run around that guy. That guy got out of his way. That's number 16.
I think
Higgins
you're right.
kind of sidestepped and said, "Olay, I'm not getting in front of you." Like I said, it looked like he was going to start for about a 10-yard gain, and he just kept rumbling on down the field.
34-yard gain there by George.
Yeah, I think Higgins kind of thought better than to step in front of him.
Johnson going to try to throw the ball. Nice pass there to Nolan.
Ooh, what a block
there by Cox.
Wow.
And I believe it's a touchdown, Curly Wolves.
Cox just laid out number 7, Sowers. He didn't see it coming, and he blindsided him. And wow.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct there on Cox because he was taunting a little bit. And that's something you cannot do. You've got to keep your head about yourself.
You've got to keep you cool, keep it there going. You make a good play, go on, move back to the huddle, and not celebrate it because that's what happened.
Should be a dead ball foul. We'll wait and see what they call.
Should be a touchdown.
Wait till the officials make the.
I mean, it was after the play, Jim, so it's got to be marked off because it was after the play was done. He was already coming back to the huddle.
I don't know if they're going to do it on the extra point, if they're doing it on the kickoff. I'm not sure exactly where.
Usually do it on the kickoff.
Yeah.
Ramadan will try the extra point.
Have a little discussion with the referee and the Clinton or the Mountain View coach to kind of sort out what that was.
I think what they're saying is that, Cox turned around and blocked him, and they're saying that it could have been, he was away from the play, wasn't going to have a chance to make the play. But you know what? It's football. You got to play. You got to be ready to play.
You step between the lines, folks, until the whistle blows.
That's right.
Unless you hit him in the back or you block him too low or something. Mm-hmm. He hit him right in the chest. It was just sorry, boys.
Yeah.
He was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got hit. Sometimes you have to pay attention.
All right, the penalty would be on the kickoff.
It was marked a touchdown, unsportsmanlike penalty on Cox, but it will be marked off on the kickoff. So it is extra point attempt coming.
So the pass from Johnson to Nolan for the touchdown, 17 yards. Ramadan now for the extra point. Kick is up. It is good.
It is good.
Got 1:24 to go in the first half, and Prescott now leads 28-0. So Prescott now will have to kick off from the, I believe, their own 25-yard line. So that's going to be a costly penalty.
Well, on that penalty, Jim, they didn't throw the flag when he made it. Somebody must have said something.
He did,
because they did not throw it on the
right.
play.
Right.
So it wasn't a unsportsmanlike hit or anything like that. It was somebody had to have said something after the play was dead.
Well, I saw that when the number 7, that was Sowers, when he got up, he said something back over to Cox, and then Cox said something back to him, and that's when they threw the flag. Because when Cox said something, he was standing right beside the referee. Well, the wrong place to be.
He probably understood it real well.
The wrong place to be when you make a statement. So the Prescott Curly Wolves will kick off from their own 25 this time.
This will be a good one to kick it as far as we can, Jim.
Yes.
Not onside this one.
Ramadan will squib kick this one, and Willis will take it at his 38-yard line, looking for some room, trying to get outside, and will be dropped at the 45, 46-yard line.
Well, Clinton, when they receive a kickoff, they're kind of running up there, and they got some blockers, and he tries to hide behind the blockers and pick where he's going, but by that time there's no place to go. We'll bring a first down at the 46-yard line for the Yellow Jackets with 1:16 left in the half. Curly Wolves up 28-0.
Willis and the Yellow Jacket offense, this may be an opportunity for Mountain View for them to try to air one out here, try to get some points on the board before the half. They've got nothing to lose.
Well, they've been a pretty much ground control so far, and they're probably not going to score on the ground this little bit of time left.
Well, this is going to keep it, so they're going to keep it on the ground, and they'll get out to about midfield.
Prescott calls a timeout with 1:08. Yellow Jackets gained looked like about 4 on that one, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Prescott would like to get their hands on the ball one more time. If they could stop them from getting the first down here, they'd have an opportunity to maybe put another touchdown on the board.
Yeah, Prescott still has 2 timeouts left, so that may have been the thinking, is try to stop them here and preserve a little clock and maybe throw one deep and try to score.
Got a 1:08 to go here in the first half. The one thing we knew Prescott would probably have over the Yellow Jackets would be the speed. But the size standpoint of it, Mountain View's got the size. They've got plenty of size up on the front line. They've kind of really dominated that the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of stats look at half, because they're going to have lots of yards, but no points to show for it. But they have dominated the time of possession. Mm-hmm. They're a real ball control team, trying to keep the Curly Wolves off the field. So it's going to be interesting to see the stats coming out in the second half and see what they look like.
Well, they won 2 games this year. They beat Cedar Ridge before they had to. They ended up forfeiting the rest of their games, and they beat Marshall, also, who only won 1 game this season. But they put up a lot of points in both of those games,
right.
So they're capable of putting points on the board. Willis gives the ball to Treat around the right side to get about a yard.
Had defensive folks coming around from the backside and caught him, but they couldn't stop him, and then had to help to get there to get him shut down. And so it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5. Curly Wolves do take another timeout. Leaves them a 1 timeout. 1:01 left in the first half. Curly Wolves up 28-0.
So, Ralph, as we get ready to go, we're getting close to it for the halftime. What kind of adjustments from Prescott's standpoint? What do you expect Prescott to try to go in? Do you expect them to come out and change anything in the second half?
I don't think so, Jim, because they've had a good mix of pass and run both. Maybe biggest discussion at halftime is probably going to be say, look, folks, let's play our game. Let's get our heads together. Don't make mistakes. Don't turn the ball over, and just methodically run this game out. But Prescott's never a one-dimensional. They're going to throw.
Right.
They're going to throw. They're going to run. Mix a little both of them in there, and I think they've done a really good job. Like I say, they started out a little sluggish. This really didn't look good. They've scored quick, but it just really hadn't looked Curly Wolf look. Like you said, the last 2 weeks they've been real polished, real clean, and like I say, may come out not in the right mindset this week to keep a clean game.
Yes.
So that would be my discussion at halftime. Let's clean this up.
Right.
Let's make it what we need to do the second half to get ready for next week.
Right.
Because that's the thing. Every week it's going to get tougher.
Oh, you bet. And Prescott does jump offside, and that's going to give 5 free yards, and that should give him a first down. It's going to put it right at the first down marker.
Offside against Prescott.
Really, that kind of surprised me, Jim, because it looked like they didn't touch anybody and got back on the line of scrimmage. So I don't know, but they are going to give them 5 yards and a first down.
Yep.
So
First down, Mountain View.
Mountain View able to run the clock out here. Looks like.
That's one of those things. Again, it's another mental mistake. We've had so many of those, whether it be offensively with some false starts, defensively you jumping all sides. 5 yards makes a big difference when it's a close ball game.
Absolutely, all the difference in the world.
Willis will keep the ball, trying to get around the right side. He'll be dropped for a loss back to the 45-yard line.
They're just having trouble getting around that end. There's enough speed. They can't. The Yellow Jackets just had not been able to get to that outside edge.
Earlier they were making a few plays on that right side, but that Prescott's made some adjustments to stop that.
Well, that discussion with the defensive end, you got one job to do. Is you keep them from going outside. You crash and turn it in, and they weren't doing that early. They did well turning it early, but they just didn't.
It's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. They could have called a false start on number 1 on this side because he was still moving at the snap, but
referee may be ready to get this half over with, move on. And then we'll bring up the third down about 7. 10.2. Clock's going to run out before they get this play off.
And that's going to end our first half with Prescott. Oh, wait a minute. They're going to call a timeout. They're going to try one play here.
One play. Wow.
Well, what do you got to lose? There again. Try to get points on the board. That's what you're looking to try to do. Got some updated scores again. Boonville is up 42-0.
Wow.
Clinton is up 28-0 over Charleston. Danville's up 28-6 over Yellville Summit. You've got Mansfield up 21-20 over Melbourne. That's a good ball game there. That Mansfield-Melbourne game I thought would probably be one of the better ones of this first week. McGee and Piggott are tied at 6. Newport is up over Centerpoint 14-0. So Centerpoint staying with them tonight. That's good description of our conference and how well we can compete.
Curious about the Camden Harmony Grove. We haven't seen a score
on that one
yet. Keeping that one under wraps.
Walnut Ridge and Lake Village are tied at 8. Rising is up 22-13 over Hoxie. So no one is reporting that score of the Camden Harmony Grove game. Maybe someone will later on this evening, and we'll be able to get a.
Curly Will scattered 30 yards back in a prevent defense because, like I say, there's 2.1 seconds left on the clock. Clinton got one snap, or Mountain View's got one snap to go.
All right, Willis will be dropping back to pass. We can expect on this play, maybe looking for a screen pass or maybe just trying to throw something deep. They're going to look for a little hook and lateral. And Curran's going to drop it. Prescott's going to pick it up.
Will picks it up, but the clock runs out.
That's going to end the first half. Prescott does get another turnover. But Prescott will be leading 28-0 at halftime. We'll be back in a few moments with our halftime entertainment with the band.
night that covers me. Black as the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror.
Curly Wolf second half. Prescott is up 28-0 at halftime. Ralph, you got some halftime stats there for
Well,
us?
I'm going to just give you a few quick ones. Prescott got 235 yards total offense. Surprisingly, Mountain View only has 88 total yards. They made a lot of long drives and lots of time consumed, but they didn't cover many yards. Prescott had 10 passes, completed 7. They had 7 and completed 3. Fumbles lost. Prescott has 0 fumbles, and Mountain View has turned it over twice, so that's helped. Prescott, like I said, going to have to clean it up. They got 6 penalties for 40 yards. Mountain View only has 1 for 55. Colton Johnson scored on a 1-yard run to put it 6-0. Ryan Johnson to Keontae Franklin, 43 yards. Ryan Johnson to Quantes Gully for 19 yards, and Johnson to Jacoby Nolan for 17. And that brings our total for the first half.
This is where Prescott can put that 35 on the board here if we can get a good drive going. Treat will be set to kick it away for Mountain View, and it'll allow Prescott, if we get that 35 points on the board, then we can let this clock run for the second half.
Let this run. It's kind of a cold night tonight. Everybody says football weather, but it's pretty cold, and I'm sure the folks in the stands are really seeing it. We're up here in the box, and we finally shut the window, so it's a little warmer now.
Yeah.
But let's say Prescott needs to come out and clean up their act from the first half, get a lot of those mental mistakes out of their system, and play a good solid second half.
Treat will kick a high kick. Colin Haney will fair catch it at the 35. He caught it and then started taking off, and you can't do both.
Had a fair catch and realized he had lots of room and running room, and he took off, and he can't do that. He kind of quick triggered on that.
So the Prescott offense will now have 65 yards to go to get to the end zone. It's like several scores are getting close to that mercy rule on the other games. Boonville up 42-0. Clinton up 35-0. It's going to be a tough ball game next week, Ralph, going to Clinton.
It'll be a big, tough one all the way through. Pretty good road trip, and be a tough game.
Jack Arnett late to get onto the field. And there's going to be a penalty, delay of game. First play of the half and a penalty again.
Talk about cleaning it up, and first play out of the box, we get a delay of game. So they apparently didn't get it cleaned up yet.
Delay of game penalty against Prescott. 5 yards. First and 16.
Thompson in the backfield with Johnson. Cox split to the right. Ball given to Thompson up the middle. He's got a lot of room. He cuts it back to the left. He's got all the sideline to go. It'll be one play, 65 yards, and touchdown Curly Wolves.
Wow, handed off the right side and broke that first wave of defenders, and there was nobody going to catch him on that one. The only person going to catch him was Cox, and he's trying to just run with him. That was number 32, De'Aaron Thompson.
Well, that was Thompson then.
So on the first offensive play of the second half, Prescott scores. Rabadon with the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll start the clock.
Give us our 35 points and start the clock. That was one of those really good quick scores, Jim.
Nice run there by Thompson. He saw the lane. As soon as he broke through the line of scrimmage, he immediately cut out to the left, and he got one good block, and then it was off to the races down the left sideline.
He's not only the fast, Jim, but he had that quick acceleration in the hole and got past them, and then he turned on that speed. It was just a really good play. He had, like I say, had one blocker out in front of him, made that good block, and sprung him for the long run.
Rabadon will be set to kick it away this time. Still, it looks like basically the first team still out there. Prescott will most likely keep the first team defense on the field for one or two more possessions.
Well, that first team defense needs to clean up some things, so we need them out there and try to clean up a few things and do a little better job of stopping that run, because they're going to see a steady dose of that next week at Clinton.
Finally got a score in the Camden Harmony Grove Barton game. It is tied at 22. Rabadon kicks it deep. Willis will take it at the 17. looking for some daylight. He will be stopped and dropped at about the 24, 25-yard line.
Really good defense on that one. He had no place to go. Set him up to 24-yard line to start their first possession of the second half.
First and 10.
First and 10 Yellow Jackets now. Curly Wolf defense out there for the first time here in the second half. Got Girth, Johnson, Gillard, and Poole, the defensive line. And Willis is going to keep it. Searching some room around the right side, and Trey Rucker's there to hold him up.
Yeah, Mountain View keeps probing that outside, but they just don't have the speed to break it around that side. Especially when that defensive end sets up and turns everything in, there's no way he's going to get outside.
Loss of 2 yards.
2 yards, second down.
Well, that defensive end's job is to get 2 yards up the field and turn him in, and they did a really good job on that one.
Make a second down and 11 now. Got Rucker, Tinsley, and Nolan at your linebacker spots. Willis drops back to pass, looking for Treat. It'll fall incomplete. And I see a flag late. Number 1 was in motion again at the snap.
He's been in motion several times.
He never was set.
That's the first one he got caught on.
The penalty is going to be declined, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12. You got Franklin and Gully in at corner, and then you got Johnson and Thompson at the safeties right now. I expect probably the next possession you might see 1 or 2 substitutions starting to come in. Gilbert in motion. He's going to get the ball around the left side. He's going to be stopped by Johnson and Gully for a loss.
Another good job of stringing that one out. Number 33.
A big loss on the play. 4th down.
It's going to be a 4th and long now. Yeah, that's one thing. Prescott's not going to allow you to get outside on a sweep like that. In most cases, unless there's really, a poor defensive play on Prescott's part.
You may do it once or twice at night, but they're consistently going to stop that outside with all the speed.
Treat to set to punt it away.
Treat back to punt.
Nice punt. Cox is going to take it at about the 40 when he first caught it, and he's going to cut it upfield and going to be dropped at about the 46. Oh, he's still on his feet. I thought he was going to go down. Oh, and they called a penalty there.
Wow.
And Colton Girth made a clean block. That was a clean block.
Wow. As the coaches always say, if you put it between the numbers, you're good. And that was right between the numbers. He just hit him off a heart, knocked him, and the referee threw the flag. Wow. Really tough run. Thought he was down. We called him down, and then he swung it back to the left.
That was just I don't know what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to tell your kids to do. Are you supposed to tell them don't hit somebody?
Well, it was a blindside hit, but he had to completely turn around and he hit him between the numbers. Good legal hit. I hate that he's down, but it was a good legal hit, in our opinion. The referees didn't see it that way.
Right. They're saying, it looked like he was saying that was a helmet to helmet, and I didn't see any way that was a helmet to helmet hit.
He stuck it between the numbers. So I don't know what.
But the referees made the call, so that is the call. Prescott will be backed up to their 28-yard line to start this possession.
And it's still a first down because he had made the yardage for the first down, and they just brought it back 15 yards.
Great return by Cox.
Great Cox. Yeah, I mean,
got down
we
to
thought
3.
he was down. We were calling him down, and he broke out of it and cut back to the left and got all the way down to the 3-yard line.
First and 10 Curlew.
Prescott offense now looking to go 72 yards on their second offensive possession. Referees talking to Prescott offensive line. Not sure exactly what they're telling them.
I think he may be saying, don't hit them so hard, Jim.
Maybe. I don't know. Johnson going to drop back to pass. He's going to look. He's got Haney open. He's got Treat out there and looks like that was maybe, that's number 10. It's a Kennard on the tackle.
Looked like he gained a little bit more than that. I only gave him a 2-yard gain on it, but it will be 2nd and 8.
Had the potential to get more there, but it just seemed like it was a little bit slow
The
developing.
ball was a little high. It was
yes.
a little slow getting there, and it just didn't develop.
2nd and 2. Correction, 2nd and 8.
George in the backfield with Johnson. Johnson's going to draw back to pass. He's looking for Haney, and he overthrows him. Haney just kind of gave up on the play. Qantas Gully was open.
Look, they're having a little trouble seeing the ball tonight. Looks like he looked up and couldn't find the ball. I'm not sure what's going on.
Gully was definitely open in the down the hash mark.
Wide open down the hash mark. Didn't see him in time. He's already turned the ball loose. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8.
So again, you can just see Prescott's not clicking smoothly today. I don't know if it's the colder weather. Maybe because of the rain this week, they didn't get a chance to practice as much. But the timing is off. Their mental toughness is off tonight. Got to get those things cleaned up before next week. George is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
There's no place to go. Prescott will be stopped, be 4th down, and Prescott's going to be forced to punt.
Prescott's 2nd punt for the night. Snap is good. Johnson's punt is end over end, wobbly, and it hit the ground. I don't think that Willis touched the ball. Rucker picked it up like he was going to score with it, but
it almost looked like he touched it, but apparently he didn't because the referees blew it dead at the 34-yard line. Thanks, sir.
Yellow Jackets now will have their 2nd possession of the 2nd half.
And start off with pretty good field position, about the 34.
And Willis will go under center with the power I formation. Ball will be given off to Curran over the right side, a gain of about 3.
Just a slow developing play right up the middle and gained about 3 yards on that. Curly Wills did a good job of shutting that one down.
I'm sure the Yellow Jackets are content to just move the ball as best they possibly can. By the score so far, it looks like Clinton leading 35-0. Prescott will be traveling to Clinton next week, and we'll play another set of Yellow Jackets.
Well, I think Mountain View's just, they're not geared to come out and be throwing the ball. They're a power eye running team, so they're not geared to throw it and come from the catch up.
Ball given to Treat over the right side. It's going to be, well, Wilson had him, but couldn't get him down. He'll get out to about the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Treat's just a big old stout boy. It looked like they had him stopped, and he just kept pushing those stout legs. Get bigger up a 3rd and about 8. It's about 7, looks like.
3rd and 3.
Be a gain of another 4 yards there on that play. So 3rd down and 3. Here we go on the defense. Again, they've got to be disciplined to watch the ball, not jump offside. We've given them a first down a couple of times tonight by not being disciplined.
Well, as I say, another big down. We need to shut them down right here and don't let them get this yardage and be disciplined. Stay in place. Don't get in a hurry.
Ball given up the middle, and it looks like it was Wilson on the carry that time.
A little short.
No, it was Curran.
But as I said it several other times, I think they're in 4th down territory. I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Going to be a gain of 2 yards. That's going to bring up a 4th and 1. Bring Ryan Johnson out and bring Colton Johnson in to get another linebacker in. So it'll be a 4-4 set here. They're actually going to go to a 5-3. Ball's going to be given to Wilson. He's going to be able to get the first down.
He picked up a couple on that one.
Picked up the first down.
The atmosphere tonight has not been much of a high school atmosphere. It's been quiet. There hasn't been a lot of just pumped up fans. I mean, it's kind of just been a dull game.
I think the fans are kind of like the Curly Wolves. They're just kind of ho hum. Let's get this done. Get on the next week. Looks like.
1st and 10 Yellow Jackets. Ball on the 46-yard line. Ball given to Curran. Rucker's there to wrap up his legs. It's like you lost.
And almost every time they run that play, Jim, they've lost yardage. It's just kind of a slow developing play off that right side, and there's just no place to go.
Loss of maybe a half a yard, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 10.
So Yellow Jackets in no hurry. They're a methodical, run the clock, try to use up that clock, and they're behind 35 to nothing, but don't seem to be speeding up.
Willis has got to be in good shape. He runs over to the sideline every play to get the play from the coaches. Nolan meets Willis on that left side. Drops him for a loss.
That pitch to the right side, and he should have got rid of it because Nolan was waiting on him when he turned around.
Be a loss of 2 yards. Bring up a 3rd down and 12.
3rd down.
I keep expecting that they're going to drop back and throw the ball, look for Treat, look for Current, do some things in the air, but first half they tried a few things, but they have not done anything in the second half.
I think they're just basically a methodical running team, and that's what they're going to stay with because I don't know that they can do much else. Treat seems to be the biggest threat as a receiver.
Willis is going to keep it, and Colton Girth makes the stop.
It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 8, looks like.
Looks like a gain of about 5 yards there. So 4th down and long now for the Yellow Jackets. It's
4th down.
a matter whether they want to try to punt, put Prescott deep, or if they're going to try to go for it here. And
you got number 12 quarterback's coming back in. Gunnar Willis is coming back in and bringing the play in from the sideline. So it looks like they're going to go again. This would be one of those. I'd go find number 81 Treat.
Yeah.
Kind of locate him because he's been their main weapon when they've tried to throw.
Willis is going to drop back to pass this time. He's going to throw it. Curran's got it, and it's going to be a 1st down.
Really good pass out in the flat, and he was open. Picked up 1st down.
To number 21, Tim Curran. Picked up the 1st down.
Let's see. That's going to.
It's going to end the 3rd quarter. Prescott up 35-0 over the Mountain View Yellow Jackets.
The 10-yard pass and catch from Willis to Curran, that will give them a 1st down. And we're Now at the fourth quarter, Prescott's leading 35-0. We thank our sponsors that have been with us every week this year: Coalfields, Nevada County Courthouse, and Bank of Delight. I also want to thank those sponsors that helped out with the special publication this week of the Curly Wolves: Bank of Delight, Herndon Facqua, Bank of Prescott, PSC Effect, H&R Block of Prescott, Hillcrest Care and Rehab, All Care Pharmacy, Prescott Automotive, Effie's Flowers and Gifts, Shelter Insurance with Eli Ratcliffe, Highway 67 Flea Market, Hope Tire and Wheel, Napa Auto Parts, Nevada County Real Estate, as well as our special edition sponsors and contributors, that being Valerie Cobb and Corey Bennett.
As we said, if you have not seen the publication, get out and find one. It's called Running with the Pack. It basically gives them a documentation of the Prescott Curly Wolves season this year with a wrap up of each game that they've played and projecting into the playoffs.
It is very much appreciated.
First down now for the Yellow Jackets, and there's lots of new
faces
players on the field for the Curly Wolves. See several of the freshmen and sophomores and juniors, just a lot of that second string out there right now. Willis is going to give the ball to Treat over that left side, and he's going to get down for a first down, and he can rumble and bumble like George with the best of them.
He's a very determined runner. When he does get a little crease, he's going to run over somebody.
Going to get down to the 30-yard line, so that's a gain of 11 yards. And if they give him a full dose of the ball here, he can definitely push the ball into the end zone. They're going to have to do all they can to reach for the ball and try to get the ball back.
Well, just looking at the numbers out there, every one of our starters is off the field, which is a great thing because we don't want to get them hurt going into next week game against Clinton, because we're going to need all hands on deck, because that's going to be a tough ball game from start to finish.
Willis will give the ball again to Treat over the left side, and he'll run down about another 10 yards.
Treat the ball carrier.
Looks like he's going to be a little short. Going to bring it up about half a yard, looks like.
We've got 9 yards. Second down.
I think we're going to get a steady dose of Treat.
Mm-hmm.
But as we said,
Second down and 1.
Mountain View's still in no hurry. They're not in no rush. Try to get off. They're still doing their methodical huddle and lining up and running the ball.
Willis again under center. Going to keep it this time, rolling out to the right, and there's no one on this right side. He'll dash for 21 yards and a Yellow Jacket touchdown.
Quarterback Keeper, he runs it in for a touchdown.
Faked it to Treat right up the middle, and there was nobody on that end anywhere close. He runs it in from the 21. Bring the score to 35-6. Curly Wolves up.
Clinton is going to, it looks like, attempt a 2-point conversion. And I would probably expect to see number 81 get the ball here.
Going for 2.
Willis will look for it to throw it, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Got 10:04 to go here in the ball game, and Prescott's leading 35-6.
Yeah, it was Omar Cruz, I think, who they tried to throw that to. It was number 40. Just overthrew him in the end zone. And he had good coverage there, so it had to be a pinpoint pass to have made it, but he did overthrow him. So that brings us a score of 35-6. Prescott Curly Wolves up with 10:04 left in the fourth quarter.
Still haven't got an updated score on that Camden Harney Grove and Barton game. It's still 22-22 in that game, so that's a dog fight there in that one. Clinton up 35 to nothing. Danville up 35 to 12. Harding Academy and Greenland are tied at 13. Lamar up 21 to 16 over Atkins. Mansfield still ahead 21-20 over Melbourne. Mayflower up 22 to nothing on Dollarway.
Sound like most schools are getting are kind of going as we expected.
Yes.
Just the ones that should win are winning. So that's usually how the first week goes. You get into the second week, you never know. Get a little tougher matchups in the second
So far,
week.
all the home teams are ahead right now, and the other two games are tied. So that's what you expect to happen on that first round. Treat will be ready to kick it away for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be a high kick, and Nolan will fair catch it at the 35.
Treat on the kickoff.
So Curly Wolves will take over to 35 with 10:04 left in the fourth quarter.
Waiting to see if Prescott will go with their first offense or go ahead and put the second offense out there at this particular time.
Got a mixed bag in the huddle. I see Ryan Johnson in there. I'd be surprised if you see him on the field.
Right.
But he is in the huddle.
Coach Glass getting the player set, what he needs and what he wants out there for all the offensive line. And it's like the offensive line is the number one offensive line. And we'll put a couple of freshmen out there in the backfield. That's going to be number 12. That's going to be Kalen Zachary.
As we saw him last week,
yes.
He's quick as a cat.
And it looked like they were Prescott again, false start.
I think everybody on the field was jumping.
Man, those things right there just been a killer tonight for the Curly Wolf offense and defense. Just the little simple things of getting the snap.
And like I say, they're going to have to clean it up before next week because they go to Clinton. It's going to be tough all the way, and you can't give Clinton anything extra.
Zachary at quarterback. He gives the ball to Hobson. Hobson looking for some room, nowhere to go. It'll be a gain of 0.
As we talked about Hobson, he's not very big, but he's real quick. But he didn't have any time to get started that time. They were in there before he could get cranked up.
Yeah, the idea is to get him on the edge and let him get down the sideline.
Zachary is the quarterback now.
Zachary again gives the ball to Hobson. He does get the corner this time. He cuts it back upfield, and he'll gain about 7-8 yards.
Not very big, but he put his head down and got a few extra yards on that one. So it is going to bring up a third down about, looks like probably 8.
Picked up 3 yards. Third down.
Bring out all the starters, and I think we're going strictly freshmen this time. Looks like,
yes.
Jim.
We got third down and about let's make it 7. Zachary waiting to get the call from the sideline. Zachary, high snap. He's going to always got a lot of room. He cuts it back to the left. He's cutting it upfield. He'll have the first down out to about the 44-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
About a 20-yard gain. He faked it to the right. Now all the Yellow Jackets went to the right. He had lots of. That'd be Jacqueline Zachary, number 12. He's one of our freshmen.
It's going to be a gain of about 18 yards on that play.
Jacqueline Zachary at number 12.
And there's going to be a flag on the play this time. Hobson's going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be interesting to see where the Yellow Jackets take it. Again, it was a false start, or actually a motion penalty.
Hard for them to get set. Like I said, new group out there, got a bunch of freshmen on it. First time on the Curly Wolf Senior High football field, so they're having a little trouble getting set.
Make a second down and 12.
Decline that penalty, and it will be second and 12.
Kalen Zachary, again at quarterback, gives the ball to Hobson. He's got a little hole around the right side trying to get free from Curran and cannot.
One step. He just got loose. He could have got outside, but he couldn't get past that one defender. Loss of about a yard, so it's bring up about third and about 14 looks like.
Prescott needs to reach 35 for a first down here. 6 minutes now to go in the ball game. Zachary's going to drop back to pass, looking for a little screen, and just throws it short to Hobson.
Short arm. Hobson was open, but he just kind of threw a little short arm and hit at his feet.
And the punting team will come back on for a punt. Prescott scored on their first possession of the second half, a 65-yard run by Thompson, and then since then, just Prescott hasn't been able to do anything offensively. Of course, they did have the second string of the freshman group in here actually in this last possession, but just not a clean night. I hope Prescott gets everything kind of sorted back out and then is ready to play next week as we travel to Clinton. Johnson punts it away. Nice punt off to the left side. Ball's going to roll down about the 16-yard line.
16-yard line. Jackals have 5:16 left in the quarter.
Ball about the 16-yard line. First and 10 Mountain View.
The Prescott defense here is going to need to come up with a stop, because otherwise if they do as they did that last possession, they're going to drive it right back down the field. This younger group's going to have to really pay attention and watch their keys and be ready to make some tackles.
As Mountain View is done, they're going to make a long methodical drive here, and they could actually use up the whole clock. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left with methodical runs like they've been doing. Steady dose of Mr. Treat probably.
Willis looks to give the ball to Treat over the left side. And there, nice tackle that time by number 20.
Jeffrey Martin made that touchdown saving tackle because he was off to the races.
I'd say it's going to be our last drive, but if you step up and start making some tackles.
That'd be a 16-yard carry there for Treat. First and 10, the ball's marked at the 27-yard line.
Say Mountain View still not getting in a hurry. They're just running their regular old offense.
Runs fast. He's just a all-around good player. Listed as a tight end, he's also running back.
Willis. Oh, ball's on the ground.
Ball's loose.
I did not see if Prescott got on it, but the ball did come loose. And
looked like the Yellow Jackets got back. Oh no.
Prescott did come up with it.
Prescott did recover that fumble. Good.
They weren't cheering or anything, so I didn't see what had happened.
It's like
there.
old ho-hum. Ball bopped loose. Well, we couldn't tell who got it, and the referees finally signaled Prescott ball. First and 10 at the, it looked like about the 26-yard line.
It's the fourth fumble tonight for the Yellow Jackets. The last play of the second half, our first half, there was a fumble. Prescott will take over now on the, looks like 26-yard line of Mountain View.
See if the young freshmen, see if they can put something together this time, because they didn't do much on that last drive. Mountain View pretty much stuffed them up, but see if they can get loose on this one.
Zachary gives the ball to Hobson. Hobson's looking for some room. He gets dropped for about a yard gain.
Got a juke right, juke left, and there wasn't any place to go, but he did get a positive gain on it.
Yeah, thought it might have got a yard, but
marked it with no gain.
Nothing. Put Taiwan Thompson in now. Zachary, he's going to keep it around the left side. He cuts it upfield and will gain a couple of yards. Got out of bounds at the
looked like he got a short two
24.
on it, so it'll bring up third and a long 8. Looked like.
Third down.
Good to see the Curly Wolf team of the future. this possession. Zachary waits for the call to come out from Coach Class. Class waiting for it to get under 10 seconds there. And looks like Coach Class is going to call a timeout.
Okay. Not sure why we did that, but they did call a timeout. See if we can get them to regroup and get some runs here.
Well, when you're getting them out there on the field, this is probably the last time they're going to get on the field this year, because after this week, you're going to be in competition to the final whistle.
Yeah, it's pretty much their time to play, because you get into next week and then the week after and whatever, if we make it that far, it's going to be pretty much 4-quarter battle.
Right.
You know, Clinton, they're a big running team, and it's going to be a battle from one end from the start to finish next week.
Prescott will be traveling to Clinton next week to face the Yellow Jackets. They're in the same conference as Mountain View. Matter of fact, Clinton beat Mountain View last week 42-6. So we got a similar score here. Prescott's ahead 35-6. So you're going to have I believe, a game that's going to be a toe-to-toe. It's going to be a game very much like what we saw against Smackover. It's going to be that kind of a ball game.
Well, it's going to be the ones who makes the least mistakes,
That's
who
right.
puts it all together, and who comes out ready to play. Because, I mean, you can't start slow in one like it
That's
is
right.
next week. You're going to have to come out as soon as the whistle blows and be ready to play.
Clinton is undefeated, 11-0. Crane in motion. Ball's given to Thompson. He breaks one tackle. He's looking to get it around the edge. He gets the right at the first down. I believe
last
he will
push,
have
I believe
it.
he got a first. Really great block there from Crane on that outside to get him to the edge, and it will be a first down.
First down, Prescott.
Good, first down.
And that's enough for a Curly Wolf. First down.
Ball marked just inside the 16-yard line, so we have an 8-yard gain there.
Finish this one off with 2 minutes left.
Zachary waits for the snap. A little bit of a high snap. He gets it down. He's looking for a receiver. He's throwing it, and there's nobody there. And all was knocked away there by number 17.
Really couldn't tell in that end zone. Got a little dark. You couldn't really tell what happened, but it did knock away at the last minute.
I believe the pass was intended for Dickens.
More training there.
Second down.
He was coming across the back of the end zone.
Yeah, quarterback, wide receiver for the freshman team, so he's getting out there and getting a little experience at wide receiver for the Curly Wolves.
When he released it, no one was there, but Dickens was coming into the right towards the ball. He's going to give the ball to Thompson this time. Thompson looking to try to get outside. He gets the edge and be stopped for no gain.
Really good tackle by number 40, who was that was Gutierrez. That's one that we got a number swap on him. That was Gutierrez, number 40. Normally wears 65, but he will swap out and wear number 40, depending on what position he's playing.
Third down.
3rd and 10 now. Should be the last play of the ball game. Zachary gives the ball to Hobson. He breaks it around the right side. He cuts it upfield. He's going to dive into the end zone.
Wow.
Touchdown,
Scored.
Prescott.
Got the end zone, got around the end, and made a dive in to score that touchdown. Good for him. Good for the freshman.
Prescott will attempt the extra point. Looks like Rabadon will be on to attempt this extra
Thought
point.
that'd be the last possession of the game, and Curly Wolves come out and score, so we're going to get to kick off.
Good job by Rucker to get the ball on the tee. Kick is up. It's good. Prescott leads 42-6 with 22 seconds to go in the ball game.
Well, as we talked about earlier, Clinton beat this team last week 42-6. Now we're at a 42-6 score here. So as we were talking about, come out and see who's going to play the least mistakes, best mental game, see who's going to come out and win that one next week, because apparently they're very, very, very similar on stats.
You know, since that Prescott lost to Smackover, Prescott's only allowed 3 points until this game. They allowed their first touchdown since that Smackover game. you could tell that loss really got to Prescott. They came out and played extremely hard those last 4 games, and did everything they possibly could to really get themselves back on track.
That's going to be the end of the game.
Looks like that's going to be the last play of the game. That's going to end it for this season.
Wrap us up.
We appreciate you joining us here on Swart today. Next week we'll be at Clinton. Ralph and I will bring you that ball game live as Prescott travels to Clinton to face the 11-0 Clinton Yellow Jackets. Prescott tonight wins 42-6, moves on to the second round of the playoffs. We thank you for joining us. If you can't make that trip to Clinton next week, be sure to watch live as we stream from up there. As long as we got good internet service, we'll be bringing it to you live on Swart today. For Ralph, I'm Jim Honey. We'll see you next week.